This title from this Am I the A-hole post subreddit, it woke me up. She says, Am I the a-hole for telling my husband I'm glad his mom died before she could meet our baby? What? Excuse me? Oh, she must have been a peach of a mother-in-law. She says, okay, I know how that sounds, but hear me out. My husband's mom was a nightmare, like Lifetime movie villain level. She called me a gold digger for marrying her precious son. He's an effing accountant, not Elon Musk. Forgot to invite me to family holidays for 3 years, and once mailed him a framed photo of his ex with a note saying, the one who got away. When we announced our pregnancy, she says, I'll believe it when I see the DNA test. She died suddenly last year. Car accident. I didn't cry. My husband was wrecked, obviously, and I held him through it. But inside, relief. Deep, ugly relief. Fast forward to now. Our daughter is 4 months old. Last night, husband got drunk and tearful, saying, I wish mom could have held her once. And I, sleep deprived and still sore from breastfeeding, just snapped. Thank God she didn't. She would have made our kid feel like the way she did me. Silence. Then he called me a heartless B word and slept on the couch. Part of me knows I crossed the line, but another part stands by it. She was cruel, and death doesn't erase that. He's grieving a mom who wasn't real, the version he wished she was. Meanwhile, I'm over here with stretch marks and a baby who finally sleeps. Just not sorry. So, am I the a-hole, or is this one of those cases where the truth is an a-hole, but it needed to be said? It probably didn't need to be said, but I'm not mad at it. I mean, she was what she was. She was a villain. She was a villain in her story. Mother-in-law was a villain in the wife's story. And the fact that I'm sure husband knew that she was a villain. But the thing is, he didn't stand up for her, because here she is in the comments. Trails just says, she was horrible to you. Did he ever try to stop that? And she says, no, he always apologized to me, but never really did anything or to talk to his mother, sadly. So he didn't stand up for his wife. He knew that his mother was out of pocket. Why would he think that she's sitting up here pining away for his mother anyway? He's delusional in thinking that all of that would be glossed over or forgotten simply because she's dead. We don't sit up and celebrate terrible people simply because they died. I know somebody is celebrating them, because even criminals, even felons, even people that do really terrible things, they have family members. So somebody might grieve them dying, but in reality world, regular folks are not going to sit up and, y'all, whew, when the tangerine tyrant finally kicks the bucket, I will be celebrating. Now, I know I don't need to really think too hard about J.D. Vance being president because of it, and Peter Thiel basically being the puppet master. But still, I cannot wait till the tangerine tyrant kicks the bucket. Every Cinco de Mayo, which is May the 5th, I celebrate this dude kicking the bucket, because he was a misogynist and he was part of the manosphere, and many of those people need to be not here. So I celebrate. There are tons of races that I would celebrate if I felt like it. People don't get their lives expunged simply because they kick the bucket, and folks will understand that, or should understand that, but maybe not necessarily a son to his mother. Mission Honeydew says, it never ceases to amaze me how folks will talk about horrible dead people like they were good and kind. You're right. He's grieving what he never had and pretending that that was his reality. Never ever forget that he didn't protect you from his mother. This behavior will manifest itself in another way in the future. You might also want to keep an eye on his drinking. People who become verbally abusive when they drink are already grappling with an alcohol problem. Good luck, OP. Not the a-hole. Edit. Death does not make heroes of us all. Don't speak ill of the dead is utter BS. You are under no obligation to lie about the abuse you suffered at her hands. Your husband knows what she said to you about your daughter's paternity. The problem is that you thought he disagreed with the things she said. The fact that he's angry that you're relieved not to be abused anymore says a whole bunch. Let's look at a few more comments. West Application says, my grandma was next level evil. All my aunts and uncles hated her. Then she died, and she was a wonderful woman. She did so good by us. And I'm like, what the F? No, she did not. That woman was straight up Satan in heels. I despise my dad. When he dies, I'm not going to make his memory something it isn't. I'm going to be dancing on his effing grave. He's an evil, abusive bastard. LOL. People are not trying to lie these days. Well, some people are not. Nana Too Many 44 says, my mom was this way. She had an alcoholic, possibly narcissistic dad who wreaked havoc on his family, who all enabled him. When he died, he became the next best thing to Jesus incarnate. He was wonderful and perfect and a great dad. No, he wasn't. He loved me and I loved him, but as a teen, I just sat back wondering what the hell was in her head. Still do. Yukari says, at least some of them imagine that if they were still alive, they would have some storybook reconciliation and happily ever after. Totally unrealistic, and most well-adjusted ones can power through it and realize death did not redeem them. If you really want to, you might read I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Very interesting read. And OP should write the sequel, I'm Glad Your Mom Died. Y'all, when I saw that title, it literally just grabbed me like, whoa, you really said that to some man about his mama? I do not. Do y'all think that marriage is reconcilable after she said that out loud? I know she believes it, but also the fact, like someone else said, he didn't protect her. He didn't stand up for her. And obviously that resentment is going to build if they don't get that fixed, like right now. I love this one. Granny always said, don't make the preacher lie about you at your funeral. Live how you want to be remembered. If you want to be remembered as a villain, then live like that. But don't make people lie. People are going to talk about you because right now, obviously, folks are not holding back. Candid Customer says, love this, and also why I don't speak at funerals. MLI1 says, I was honest when I spoke at my mom's funeral. We had a tempestuous relationship, but we loved each other very much. Just couldn't stay under the same roof together for more than 3 days. My maternal grandmother never forgave me for being honest in my eulogy. I was never told when my grandmother died. That would have been a great speech I would have made. They didn't tell her granny died. They waited until after she was buried. Tribal Geek says, new favorite saying unlocked. I guess that's the one where it's don't make the preacher lie about you at the funeral. Viper Bunny says, yeah, I guess no one was going to believe I was a secret astronaut spy anyway. Attack Plango says, I still believe in you. And then Viper Bunny says, oh, thanks. And then Ladder Item says, laughed harder at that than I care to admit. Thanks, internet stranger. Needed that. And sometimes, yes, we do need a little levity. And I'm glad that they got that. That's the reason why I left this one in. All right, y'all. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Do you believe that this marriage is even salvageable after she said that? Even though that is her truth. Weigh in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, and go ahead and give me a follow. I'm aiming to get to 80,000 over on YouTube.